Two dudes reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And you're the host, Justin.
And the last thing that I found right before we went live is a beautiful cover for that Spider-Verse with the Spidey Rex.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Very nice.
So check out Edge of the Spider-Verse #1 if you guys want to see the cover I'm talking about. There's a bunch of Spider-Verse comics going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We'll start with you
Yeah,
first, because mine's Plain Jane.
I got a drink.
Yeah, we got a drink. We headed to... Good?
Yeah. Right when I went to lock the phone, I had a notification go off.
Oh.
I didn't tell you.
Oh?
Mi madre has the vid.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's feeling better, but she's not 100% yet.
Yeah, I get you. But where did we get this again?
Dido.
Dio.
So this is, I do believe, Japanese. Poka vanilla coffee, real brewed roasted coffee beans.
Now, Japanese does very well with their canned coffee, with like Boss and all of their other variants that they sell just straight out of a vending machine. Mm-hmm. So I would be oddly surprised if this wasn't "quote unquote" good.
I'm very surprised by how strong the vending machine culture is in Japan and how much it died off here. It's weird how many things we've failed at in America: trains,
yeah,
vending machines, hotels, you know.
Yeah.
And then you look at Japan and London and stuff like that, killing it with those things. Like they don't need to be a dead item.
It is, with every other street corner, there's at least one vending machine. Meanwhile, here, you're lucky to get them in a casino.
I mean, yeah, and then the casino ones are insanely expensive. But I mean, they've got the soups that have the thing at the bottom that you twist so it heats the soup up for you.
There's those too, and there's also some that just come out hot because it has a heater in there keeping them warm.
That's cool.
And I'm like, you get canned cream soup.
So it does not give me a caffeine.
Let me see.
Sure.
Really? It doesn't.
Not one I could find.
Pad for 2 seconds.
Padding. While he tries to read Japanese.
Yeah. And of course, thank you, Saki, for the raid, and hi, Piper.
Oh, yeah, thank you for the raid, and hi, Piper.
Yeah. This isn't Japanese.
What is it?
I don't know. Singapore.
Oh. Well, it's from a Japanese store, so I assumed, and that's on me. My bad.
It's okay. It's underneath this. It is on this. It is right behind this. It shows the caffeine underneath it, so hang on.
I mean, not that it actually matters when I drink it either fucking way. I was just curious.
Yeah, of course.
That thing was insanely cold when we got it at the store. Now it's still cold.
It's still cold.
But, like, it was freaking cold.
All right, while you're piping that thing open and taking a quick sip, I got it from a 7-Eleven, a good old raspberry tea, because I like raspberry. Oh.
Smell good.
Smell good? Okay.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
It's more vanilla than anything.
I mean, but it's not that tin can taste you hate. Right?
Yeah, no. Maybe like the slightest hint of tinniness.
Okay.
Very slight.
Very slight. But not in a bad way?
No, not really bad.
Okay.
It's just, I'm not getting, like,
Coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, there's a hint of coffee there. But it's very vanilla, and weirdly, it feels very thin.
Okay, the coffee feels thin.
Yeah.
Okay, so like watered down coffee.
Yeah, like this has, like, the consistency of water.
Oh.
Which is interesting.
But
not bad.
Not bad. Gotta talk about this. I played and finished a video game, and I'm trying to get to it, but I forgot that was the name of a band, so that's my bad. I spelled it wrong, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm just going to grab the image at the last second, because that's what I do.
You weren't happy.
Huh?
You weren't happy with this.
Okay. I love the gameplay. I marked it for 2006. I thought I went further. Let's go to the right. Age, view badge. Okay, of course you're going to... whatever. I just need the image anyway. So, yeah. Shut up.
Wow.
Wolfenstein Youngblood. It started off good. Started off strong.
You know what's wild about the age you put in there, though?
What?
That's a 16-year-old.
Oh.
Do you ever think about that?
I went quick.
Like 2006, like they're almost adults. That's terrifying.
That made a small existential crisis in me, but moving on. Wolfenstein Youngblood is a good continuation story, but the front poster does not give it justice.
Okay.
The daughters are a little bland and unlikable.
Okay.
Like, to be the daughters of
BJ
Terrorbilly, BJ Blazkowicz, and, killing Nazis just to, quote-unquote, find them, they act like teenagers, sure, but it just feels like a Pretty in Pink meets Glorious Bastards.
Okay. Do you mean Pretty in Pink, or are you getting confused with other hues? I'm just trying to make sure I understand the metaphor.
I mean Pretty in Pink.
You mean Pretty in Pink? Okay.
Yeah, because it's got all the little subtle notes of, all the tropes of its time. Because it's 1981, and it definitely feels it.
The one problem I have with this concept is this is supposed to be in an America that was taken over by the Nazis, right?
Yep. But you don't play in the United States.
Where do you play?
You go over to Paris.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was going to say because, like, how would the 80s culture have been able to evolve under that tyrannical rule? So with it being another country, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you basically liberate the sections that they've blockaded Paris, France in. And it's an interesting story. It's not bad by any way, shape, or form. It feels a little cash grabby, but it's fine.
It does feel like everything you're doing across the other games don't matter if come this one shit's still fucked up.
Well, well, that's the thing is it's of course the alternate dimension or alternate timeline where Hitler did succeed, and during the Battle of Normandy, instead of retreating, they just kept pushing forward and just bared with it and said, you want this stronghold, you're gonna have to.
But I mean, like, really everything you do across the first two games, yet America still falls.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Was it Britain that fell in the first one? What fell in the first one?
You're taking over Wolfenstein, which you're kind of trying to fight them at their area, but I think Berlin might have fallen shortly after because of us having a rocky start, and then and then you go to the resistance area. But I think it was either in Berlin or another area, and then the second one you're in the States.
Did you ever play that other Wolfenstein game, the one that came out before this?
Yeah.
That weird like one where you had like the magical medallion or something like that?
Oh, the Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
It was just called Wolfenstein. The one I'm talking about, just called Wolfenstein. I have it downstairs.
Was it for the 360?
360, yeah.
Okay. Also, thank you, Piper, for the Prime sub.
Oh, shucks. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, this one. Yeah, I remember it. It was off of the same engine as Quake 3.
This one was interesting because like you
4,
had like abilities.
Yeah, it's Quake 4. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be the... What if the Third Reich also had the occult side actually do stuff and actually push forward that occult side?
Which is something that a lot of things have touched on, and I think it's actually a really cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, you enjoy modern settings with occult backgrounds, like Dresden and so on, which I will talk about in a moment. But looking at, oh man, that looks old. But they're bumping it up to 2020. You can leave. If the game is fine when they are released, leave them alone, because then you get stuff that looks extra. It looks saturated.
I mean, Resident Evil 2 was fine when it was released.
Yes.
The new Resident Evil 2 is fucking amazing.
Okay.
But that's a complete rebuild.
That's a complete rebuild. This just
like
looks overly saturated, and oh man. All right, Piper. Hope everything
keep
goes
taking care of that
well.
little guy.
Yeah. people still play it. I mean, it can still run on today's hardware, which makes me very happy.
Like I said, I've got the 360 version of it downstairs. So
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of a cool concept, the magical side of it and whatnot.
Yeah. Boop. So, going to talk about the Humble Bundles. There are a lot that launched from this website. So, hopefully you guys use the link and go and get some of these, such as the Humble Choice. Humble Choice just updated with the Ascent, a good little top-down twin-stick shooter, good story RPG stuff that is mixed in. I thought it was going to be kind of Smash TV, but no, it actually got some good story elements. Hot Wheels Unleashed racing game. I mean, with Forza Horizon 5 getting a Hot Wheels DLC, it's good if you have an itch for the orange tracks. Plague Tale Innocence. You played that one. You enjoyed it?
Is Innocence the first one?
Yes.
Okay, because I think at the time it was just called Plague Tale, and they added the Innocence thing because now they're doing the sequel.
Oh.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It's very story driven.
Yes.
And you have to kind of accept that. A lot of the times you kind of dislike the character you're playing because she's essentially a teenager who's in this terrible fucking place who has to take care of her brother.
During the Black Plague, if I'm not mistaken. So the Black Plague is fucked.
So it's not just the Black Plague.
It's also rats and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Black Plague was caused by rats. So it's a Black Plague. It's these rats that are eating people and whatnot and causing sickness. But also it's like this Inquisition type of thing that's going on with like these soldiers coming through and killing a bunch of people. But essentially what's going on, and slight spoilers, your brother's got something in him that is connected to the plague.
Oh.
Like there's a magical aspect to things. Slight magical aspect to things.
Okay.
But I mean, it's these two characters being put through a lot of stress and, thrust into this, especially because it starts, I do believe, with your mom getting killed.
From the Inquisition, or
yeah,
because nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. This Inquisition's coming after your brother. They want him. They know about the abilities.
Okay,
and so you're on the run from them across everything, while also not knowing the stuff that your mother knew that helps him subdue everything.
Okay.
And so he's having moments.
Okay, because I remember you played it for a moment before dinner one time, and it looked very stealthy. It looked very...
Yeah, it's very stealthy.
Siphon filter, but without the guns.
Yeah, you're throwing rocks to break things, to put out fires so that rats will eat people.
As one does.
It's very bloody, very dark. But it's very stressful on the characters. And so, like I said, it's story driven, and at moments you freaking hate your character.
Okay.
Because she's being just a complete asshole. She's not understanding that the things that are stressing her out are also stressing a child out who understands them even less.
Yeah. Okay. On the same list, Gas Station Simulator. This one I've watched a YouTuber play, and it's jank, but in a good way. Where once you unlock the push broom, it pretty much opens up a lot of possibilities for real jank to happen. You can push cars with it. You can stand on a car and Superman your way to places. It, of course, has the management portion of it where you have to fuel up the cars yourself and run a little mini mart on the inside.
What is this, Oregon and New Jersey?
I know, right? Because are those the only two states?
I think those are the only ones left, and I don't even know if New Jersey's like that anymore.
Yeah, probably not. Because with the way businesses are going, I wouldn't be surprised if none of them do it anymore. I think,
it was a law was the thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's why in like New Jersey and Oregon it was like that. It was by law.
Thou shalt not touch your own gas.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are kind of stupid. I worked at a gas station. I can't tell you how many people drove away with the gas pump still in their car. And I'd have to be the one that had to go and fix those.
Oh.
The breakaways.
Oh.
And those are a pain in the ass.
Shit.
Like, you're talking some major pressure that has to push those together and twist them
at the same time
to get the breakaways to reconnect.
Oh, God.
I'm pinning them between me and a wall, pushing with all my might and having troubles getting it to work.
Because you have to apply it.
Yeah.
See, this is where I would have two vices and just start turning them, and then as soon as they're as taut as possible, I just spin the middle.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like the middle doesn't spin. It like
You have to crank the whole thing?
yeah, the whole thing has to
Oh.
because it's like got teeth.
Oh,
They have
no.
to line up and click in. And then what you do is once that's put together, then you connect it to the hose and you tighten it down with a wrench, and then you connect it to the actual gas pump and tighten that down with a wrench. That breakaway thing is these two pieces, one that slides inside the other,
And
and
then
you have to push them with a shit ton of pressure and twist at least one of them. It would be easier if you can twist both of them so that it moves faster. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Constantly happened.
But
I had people lock themselves in their car while pumping, or lock themselves out of their car while pumping gas. We had people who came in and asked for help because they didn't know how to pump their gas. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah. And as Sock says, there's a piece of shit kid that tags up your gas station and you throw things at him to get him away.
We had those as well.
Yeah. God damn. Back on the list. In Sound Mind. This one really caught my interest because it looked very unique as far as it's a psychological horror game that you play as Desmond making way through a disparate, seemingly haunted environment that all appear to share an unsettling connection with you. I saw that you get to carry a gun, so it's a good indie horror game that you get to fight back in. So
Sweet. That guy's missing part of his face.
Which one?
The one that's literally missing like a chunk of their head.
Oh, I was like, well, this one's missing the face.
Yeah.
This one, I could just see the eyes. Mind Scanners. It's Papers, Please, but with psychological problems. It's kind of dystopian. It's a little odd, but it's fun. It's fine if you like Papers, Please, but want to kind of psychoanalyze, literally, individuals. This is an interesting way to do it. Emily is Away. This one I don't really know too much about. It's a mix between how things used to run back in 2008 and yeah, welcome, you've got mail, and doing all the chat boxing and whatnot. And I guess there's a mystery involved, but I'm unsure. This one I've owned it for some time, but I've never hopped into it. Maybe I might, but not anytime soon, mind you. And Omno, which is kind of like a Journey from the PS3 era. I liked it, and this one does add in a little bit more of that. A little bit of puzzle platforming and the serene music with the landscapes.
So you would know more about this than I would.
Go for it.
You mentioned PS3 and you got me thinking.
Okay.
They very briefly did that run of PlayStation 3 so you could play PlayStation 2 games. Right?
Yeah, the first generation, the 180 gigabyte console, yes.
Yeah. Now, would that console be able to play all PlayStation 3 games, no problem?
PlayStation 3, yes.
Despite, other than Fallout New Vegas, because for some reason the PlayStation 3 uses more RAM than it should. And the game can't
shit
run.
On that game, so
It's actually because of the console.
I managed to beat that game with the fucking load times on that.
It's because the console...
Same thing with Skyrim.
The RAM usage on that console is fucking insane, dude. I will never understand why that console's OS has to run so much RAM.
Dedicated RAM.
So, would you say it is worth it to buy one of those PlayStation 3s or buy the other PlayStation 3, the one that doesn't do that?
At this point in time,
since PlayStation 3 isn't backwards compatible to 4 or 5.
You are correct. At this point in time, I would say get the 5 and get PlayStation Now and get them digitally.
Yeah, but they're not all available.
They're not all available, but what you're probably wanting to play, because if you're wanting to play PlayStation 3 games, just get the PlayStation 3. If you want to play PlayStation 2 games, get a PlayStation 2. Because getting a PlayStation 3 that can play PlayStation 2 games, those are still really pricey. For no fucking reason. But then you have people who are building up their own PlayStation 3s from the ground up and just getting the operating system moved over. And they're just playing them that way.
I don't know the first thing about any of that, but I would do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I didn't experience from PlayStation 3 because that was the era where I gave up on PlayStation.
Yeah.
That I would love to experience now. And so I'm just curious. I have a PlayStation 2, and I have PlayStation 2 games I love.
Yes.
But if I can get my hands on the one that does both, why not?
Yeah,
I guess the issue is the price.
Let's find out.
I know we were talking about Humble Bundle, but you mentioned PlayStation 3 Journey, and that made me think.
I think it's 180. No, it's 160. Let's see how much it is. So they're selling them used, and sure, 162 for it. Not too bad. I mean,
So it doesn't mention anything about doing it though.
No, of course not. But
I feel like that'd be the selling point,
Yeah, being able to do it with that. Yeah, it doesn't really give you a whole lot.
And this is the one thing where I will give the PlayStation 3 credit. They launched the PlayStation 3 being able to do Blu-ray, and the Xbox launched the 360 without that ability.
Mm-hmm.
And then they debated for a long time whether or not they would release a piece you could buy to connect to it that would allow you to do Blu-ray, and they never ended up doing it. And then eventually the Xbox One came out, and it didn't matter.
Okay, well, I don't see anything that talks about it. Just a lot of the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 3. But no PlayStation 2. So I don't. As far as I know, it's the 160 that does it. I wouldn't mind it, but then again, for the same price, you can just get yourself a PlayStation 2 and just get the frickin' what do they call it? Components to HDMI and just call it a day.
But like I said, I have a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I don't have a PlayStation 3, so I'm wondering. 3 that can play 2 would make sense, because then I don't have to have 2 consoles hooked up in the living room. I have 1 console in the living room.
Fair enough. Then, yeah, it's just, would you...
Wait, with the Slim 120, was it the 120 you were thinking?
That
was 209.
Yeah, no, this one was more newer.
Oh, okay. The Slims haven't had an issue. What was it? Was it the overheating?
Oh, I think it was the overheating. It was the first one that could actually belt out the things.
That's hilarious. That's
That's
fucking hilarious. Of all the games to be advertised with that, it's the freaking
New Vegas.
New Vegas.
Wow. Yeah, let's see here. Is this a backwards compatible? Unfortunately, this model is not. It used to be the first generation PS3, the 80 gig. Okay.
Okay.
So it's only 80. Ooh, ew, icky pooey.
Yeah, but you get some externals or some. Were they at externals yet for this, or were they at the point of? Were they still at?
Well, I replaced the hard drive in
cards.
mine.
Yeah, but finding one of those hard drives is just going to be a little bit more difficult. 80, not 60.
Oh, thank you. No, I had.
Oof, 250.
Yeah, 250. No, I had. It's just a regular 1.5 inch hard drive. You just take out the old, put in the new, and let the firmware take over.
Oh, okay.
And I put in, I believe, a terabyte into mine. So, I mean, I have one that has a terabyte almost full of PlayStation 3 games.
Nice. All right, looking at these prices, it's probably just worth it just to do the 2 consoles. Get a nice...
Or get like a fucking switchboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Completely off subject, but, at the same time on subject because we talk video games. So.
As I said, a lot of Humble Bundle to get through, so I'm just going to speed through all this. The Walking Dead 10th Anniversary Bundle. This is just for the games itself, but I don't know if it also involves the, the comic books. But this one pushes Saints and Sinners as their major push point. Then it says The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series, and then it goes to list all of the Telltale ones.
Socks mentioned, was the Slims the ones that had the problem with power plug ports getting sunken in? I think they were.
I think that was also another issue. Like, it was the one that also could sound like a jet engine taking off.
Dude, there's something... PlayStation needs to figure out their heat shit.
Well, now they do.
The
PlayStation
5's got this whole thing where people are really worried about how close it sits to everything because of how hot it gets.
Well, it had the other half of the console is a freaking heat sink. So
and why does it need a heat sink that big?
Yeah.
So October of next year would be the 20th anniversary of the Walking Dead comics. So this is the 10-year anniversary of the games.
Okay. So, I mean, 10-year games. But it's odd to see that it is the Telltale Definitive Series, which is all of Clementine stuff, up until, I guess, No, it would be that one, too. So, yeah, no, it's all of the original. I don't know if it would involve 400 days.
Okay,
so.
But I think, based off of the artwork on this one, I think this might be the one where they did the option based on the artwork for the poster and the video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, developer Skybound. So I do believe this is after Skybound did the other art form on it.
Okay.
That's why...
So this one's the cleaner one.
Yeah, this one's got the different art that they did.
Okay.
So that's why I think they're giving you both sets of games in this.
Okay, so you can have the better.
I tell you, I knew somebody that had the first issue of Walking Dead.
Okay.
And sold it before the show came out.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, she wasn't too happy when we talked about it.
Oh, buddy. But good news. $11 gets you everything, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, all 8 for $11. So if you have a VR headset, Saints and Sinners, I've heard, is actually a pretty fun time. Just you can muck around and just throw things at zombies all day. There are some pretty good objectives.
Is that the one that the guy's doing all the videos where he's singing the songs?
Yeah.
Okay. That's Saints and Sinners?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm loving those.
Yeah, that was pretty good. They have some pretty good physics as far as, like, if you're swinging an axe and you, like, miss the neck and you're, like, too close, it'll still cut off the jaw. Mm-hmm. And so you'll have someone you'll have the biter that's not able to bite but still, like, grab a hold of you. And I'm like, okay.
I saw one where he accidentally spun it and it chopped the zombie's head off, and he goes, How did I do that?
But it's a rocking good time for $11, and then you get the Telltale series. I like the first 2 chapters, then the latter 2 kind of got a bit weird, and I didn't play the DLCs. 400 Days, I downloaded it, and I just never popped into it. But from what I heard, it was fine.
There you go. The going rate for issue 1 right now.
Wow, that's a big cut.
It's especially impressive for a modern comic.
Yeah,
$1,800. They sold it for a couple hundred, I think, before the show came out.
that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's still definitely still a turnaround on it.
Yeah. Next up on the list, The Amazing Adventures bundle. 2 of which, 3 of which, 4 of which interest me very highly.
Have you been mentioning what the charities are? It just hit me. I was like, I don't think I've heard him say charity once.
Here, let me back it up. Backing up. Not this one. Next one, because I opened up 2 minutes. Oh nope. Okay. Well, shit.
I think you have all the humbles back.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back. Hang on. Well,
Spoilers.
no, where's my? Oh, well, I don't have the what's it called? The choice. Hang on,
Okay.
because the choice also helps out. Scroll. The Humble Choice helps out a national network of abortion funds. And that one's pretty straightforward. It helps out for anyone who's in a crisis that is in need of help. And it will remove the barriers of which to do so. So, of course, that one's a big positive. For the Walking Dead bundle, it is special effect, which helps out VFX individuals gain a little bit more funding to help them work their creativity into better positions. And Covenant House, this one I haven't talked about. This one helps get food, shelter, immediate crisis care to the homeless and people that have been human trafficked and are just kind of stranded. If they of course are rescued, this nonprofit organization helps them out.
Off subject, but just
Nope.
real quick. I have that downstairs.
Do you now?
Not in the condition that would go for that, but
No.
I have that downstairs.
Okay. Do you think it'll go for half?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Probably. Especially, the condition it's in is not because of me. I found it that way.
Oh.
So that's another thing.
Okay. You do take just to clarify, he takes beautiful care of his comics.
Thank you.
Yes. All the short boxes are in nice pristine lines.
I try.
Mine is in there somewhere.
The move fucked everything up.
Yeah, I know. But for the next, for the Amazing Adventure one, before I talk about them, JDRF, which we have talked about before, helps out those with type 1 diabetes, also known as the harsh destruction of life, because type 1 diabetes is just disastrous.
This reminds me, did you hear about California?
No, what's up?
They're trying to make their own insulin. Like
Wait, in a good way?
Yeah, in a good way.
Okay.
Where, like, 1, it creates jobs, 2, it's cheap as shit.
Yeah, we like that.
Like they're gonna try to do it for the state.
Okay, good. And I mean, their vision is just getting rid of type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
They are pushing a lot of research to doing it. Have you heard that we already have 3 different types of cancers that can be abolished immediately?
No, I have not.
One of which is the easiest, skin cancer. The second one is, I believe, a lymph node in the side of the sinus. And then the last one is something in the tracheal area. Those 3 are easy to remove. There is no cause of spreading. It has minimal chemo
I think we're supposed to point out that we are not doctors.
We are not doctors.
I don't know the ruling on that. I think we're supposed to say that, though.
Yeah.
And I do not play one on TV.
No. I want to.
Do you think I'd make a good TV doctor? I think I'd make a terrible TV doctor.
I think we'd both be okay, but we would need to have like the dramatic lighting that like House MD had.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see you being like the one that's stressed the fuck out by House.
Yeah. But JDRF hopefully will rid the world of it, and also it helps out National Network of Abortion Funds, which we just talked about a little bit ago. But this bundle, for $20, gets you a lot of really good games. Beyond a Steel Sky. One of the games I grew up with was called Under a Steel Sky. Mm-hmm. And it was jank. It was a point-click adventure. It was corny jokes. It was barely running on the computer I had back then, but I loved it to death. This one here is a brand new one. I believe it came out in 2021. And it is kind of bubbly. It is very fun. It is very narrative-driven, not a lot of action, more adventure. Take Blade Runner and kind of combine it with Dune.
Okay.
And you've got yourself pretty much Beyond a Steel Sky. Well, Under a Steel Sky. I don't know about Beyond a Steel Sky, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's too far off. One of Lauren's favorite movies, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, is now in a story-driven game.
Now, Alfred Hitchcock turned out to be a shit person.
As a few writers of that time, yes.
Well, what I want to point out is he only directed this. Guy takes all kinds of fucking credit. He did not write this. So, it's written by Alec Coppola, or Coppola? Kind of like Coppola?
Koppel.
Koppel? Okay.
Koppel.
Samuel A. Taylor and Maxwell Anderson. But it's also based on a novel that's got two authors. Thomas... there's a J in there, and I don't know how to say that.
Thomas Narsajak.
Okay, and then the person above.
The first one? Pierre Boileau.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a nice
So those are the
name.
people that actually brought us this story.
Yes.
Hitchcock just directed.
But, of course, they're going to put that an original story about obsession, manipulation, and madness inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece.
Yeah. But I just wanted to give credit where credit was due.
Correct.
It's about Hitchcock.
But I love this art style. It is very clean, very driven.
It reminds me of...
Pop it up and...
It was one of the choice-based ones, like a Telltale game. The sequel was a prequel. It was Before the Storm.
Oh, Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. It kind of reminds me of Life is Strange a little bit.
A little bit.
It's not like a direct
T.
thing, but there's similarities in the art.
Okay. But this one interested me a little bit. Another one, just because, well, I enjoy murder mysteries. Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, something like that. Hercule Poirot.
Like the first case it is not English. It is very French.
Actually, I think it's Belgian.
Really?
I think.
Oh. But everything done by Agatha Christie is very murder mystery, and Hercule Poirot is a good individual.
She essentially made murder mystery what it is. You know, she had the first thing, and then there were none is what everything has ever been based off of when it comes to the strangers in a house, everybody's slowly dying, can't escape because the bridge is out, or the road got flooded, or this or that. That's Agatha. That was, and then there were none. She kind of created the murder mystery as we think of the murder mystery, and did a lot of it through Hercule.
Okay. I mean, I'm super excited for that one.
Great books too. If you ever want to read a good mystery, he's very fun while also being very serious.
Very serious. Dreamfall Chapters. I played a little bit of this one a little bit ago, and I think I only did the first episode. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Very good music, good dialogue choices, and this one's updated for the full release. So Dreamfall was the original, and then Dreamfall Chapters is the whole thing, a little bit better, touched up.
Now, I don't know if the other games had this, but I want to give this game some respect here.
Yeah.
You can play it on Linux.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we like playing it on the Penguin. I would recommend this game, and it's only $10 to get this tier of game and below. Draugen. This one kind of is an interesting one. This is just after World War I, and it's a noir-style tale, but the cover itself, the text area, kind of looks a little eldritchy, and that's what kind of caught my attention and made me lean a little closer. But this one feels a little bit more pulled back than like Dreamfall Chapters. This one feels like a little slower pace. So give it a shot. But this one is the one that I think you would be more excited in. You got a guy in a trench coat and a trilby holding a fireball in his hands. And I was like, Quincey likes Dresden.
Yeah, that does sound pretty good.
It is.
That looks painful.
Yeah, it looks very. What is it? There's a point-and-click adventure that I really enjoyed. Gabriel Knight, or Under the Killing Moon from Tex Murphy. It is an old style of game, but looks fantastic.
I'm trying to pinpoint the art. It's making me think of another game, and I can't. It's like a cleaner version of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Yeah. That actually does sound like a very accurate representation. And speaking of which, they when they updated that, they made it look good.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
Did Night Dive do that?
I believe they did. Yeah. But yeah, this does have very strange creatures, and you're electrocuting lava, and you have to choose, I think, 3 members to follow you into an area to solve mysteries. And it's in New York. You like New York. Quern, Quern, Undying Thoughts. It's like Myst. That's pretty much all I can really say about it. It's pretty much Myst. You are on an island. Get yourself off. Not in that way.
Solve the mystery. Escape from the island.
Yeah, pretty much. And then The Almost Gone. This one caught my attention too. This one's only $1, but this one seems a little artsy fartsy, but in a good way. It is don't let yourself get too engrossed in what you're doing, because not everything is as it seems.
Welcome to the chat, player.
Yes, welcome to the chat.
You know what the small room reminds me of?
What's up?
Unboxing.
A little bit.
Or unpacking, or whatever it was called.
Yeah. Unpacking. Unpacking?
Unpacking.
Yeah.
Unboxing?
Unboxing?
Socks will know.
Yeah, unpacking.
Unpacking. Never mind.
But yeah, it kind of gives off that vibe.
Just that one little, like the little rooms like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but then when you're
same.
looking at it, and you have something hiding underneath the floorboards, you move the perspective and you see a number. It just seems very puzzle room, escapish room, and this one I'm probably going to climb into. So out of all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost all of these, I'm very interested in. The only one I'm not interested in is probably Dreamfall, just because, I don't know. I didn't exactly like the first episode, but who knows? But $20 gets you all 8 of them. Beyond the Still Sky, I would definitely go out of my way for, especially for $20.
And if he happens to be around, Piper, I know you're there. Definitely check out some of these humble things. He does PC gaming, and it's always good to be able to get a couple of extra games on the cheap.
Oh yeah,
While also supporting charity.
Oh, of course.
So we got a few more of these still, though.
Oh boy. Okay. Whew. So I'm combining these two together because one we already talked about before, but this is their second release. The Image 30th Anniversary, the 90s. We already talked about this one, but they're re-releasing it. It has Spawn, Battle Chasers. I like Battle Chasers. Savage Dragon, issues 1 through 102, Darkness 1 through 41, so on.
I have a cool Shadowhawk cover where the cover's all black and just a couple pieces of Shadowhawk's costume are like a chrome foil.
Like a foil? Yeah, okay.
So that you can see Shadowhawk just kind of there.
Okay.
It's actually a pretty cool cover.
For $25, you get all of those. But guess what? Boom! The 2000s. This one really bumps up the number of comics you're getting. You're getting Spawn 124 to 216, The Darkness number 40 to 100, Savage Dragon 103 to 178, Witchblade 62 to 153, a whole bunch of Mice Templar, Berserker, Long Hot Summer, Jack Staff, The Brit Volume 1, the list goes on. Invincible, which you said you enjoyed.
Yeah, Invincible is really good. And if anyone's watched the show and wants to jump in the comic, here's your way to do it.
Yes. And then where was the one that caught my attention? Bastard Samurai was one that caught my attention. And Battle Hymn, Farewell to the First Golden Age. I like that cover. I really do like that cover a lot.
Yeah.
And the list just keeps going down. The first volume of The Walking Dead also is.
Which isn't nearly as long as you would think. That first volume is not very long.
Really?
Yeah. And volumes already aren't all that long in comics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the one that caught my attention, but I don't know very much about it, called The Last Christmas, where Santa Claus is holding a Tommy gun and a pistol. Yeah, I don't know about nothing on nothing. I don't.
So it's 148 pages
148 pages?
for volume 1 of The Walking Dead. Oh, wait, that's volume 10. Why is it showing me volume 10?
Raspberry.
Weird.
But while you're looking up that, this one here helps out the charity BINC, B-I-N-C, which helps out the book industries, which helps out small-time bookstores and comic book shops who encounter unexpected financial crises. A crisis of which to be helped out of, yes. They help out those that, like, let's say a comic book shop gets hit with random flooding and half their comics are destroyed and the insurance can only cover so much. These guys would be right there behind it, helping out the finances. Far Cries. I am afraid I do not know. Far Cries.
144 issues.
144?
Or not issues, pages. 144 pages.
And each comic is like, what, 20-something? Some pages?
Give or take.
Okay, so figure...
Every company has their different page counts.
Right, so we'll say 12 issues. Give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not super long.
Yeah.
However, big events that happen in season 3 of the show happened in that first volume.
Yeah.
So it's a very different thing.
And
if you're into the Walking Dead show, reading the comics is going to be a whole other experience.
And yeah, one of the characters you run into in the comic, you don't see until season 4 of the show.
There's also several characters in the show that don't exist in the comics.
That too.
Also, the comics are completely black and white except for the blood.
Yeah. I like that kind of style. Badoo. Quincy likes audiobooks.
Yes.
Would you listen to an audio drama?
I have several from Humble Bundle.
Oh.
They used to have a deal with so they did Graphic Audio.
Yes.
Who had a deal with DC at the time. So I have like almost all the DC Graphic Audio.
That's right. And then
audio dramas. And then DC ended their deal with Graphic Audio, so those technically no longer exist unless you can find old copies or you already own them like I do.
Yeah, and every now and again when you're playing around, like skipping music in your car, it would play the Long Halloween?
No.
It was some Batman.
It's a Batman one. I'll let you know in just a second.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll randomly pull a chapter because it knows. What's funny is it knows that it's a book on my phone.
But it thinks it's music when it's plugged in?
Well, the problem is when you plug the phone into the car, it shuffles everything.
Oh, so it throws it in anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's actually it's Justice League of America, Batman the Stone King.
An interesting title.
It's a darker one too. People are getting killed in that one.
Speaking of darker ones, these are all Doctor Who audio dramas.
Yes.
It goes between the 9th Doctor all the way to almost all of them.
Okay, so here's the problem. Go back up. So that's Doctor 9. That right there is Doctor 8. That's the War Doctor, which technically happens between 8 and 9. I'm going to make a fool of myself. That's 6 or 7. Considering that's Churchill, that's probably going to be Doctor 10. I can never remember the earlier Doctor's numbers very well, but again, that's an earlier Doctor. That's 8. I'm not sure on that one. Those are the same as that one. He's like 2 or 3. No, this next one over.
This one?
Yeah, he's like 2 or 3.
Okay.
early doctors. Yeah. So without them being numbered, I'm not very good at the
They
early
probably are.
doctors.
It's just we're not zoomed in. But
They probably tell you the actor, which doesn't help me.
yeah. But even still, there are a whole bunch of audio dramas. I mean, a lot, 17 of them for a good old $18. That helps out BBC Children in Need because even UK needs help. Everybody needs help, and this one here helps out the full range of communities for poverty, deprivation, so on and so forth, as well as disabled youth. And as I said, everyone needs help.
Yes.
Guess what? One more. Ultimate Fantasy. You said you wanted to work with Unity, and this would be a good way to kind of lean you in. What with a individual course by kind of teaching you on the go as you're messing around in Unity. This kind of teaches you alongside, and these courses are indeed almost $1,000 each. And as you're learning, it's basically keeping you up and up with how to build in Unity, both a 2D side-scroller, a top-down isometric style, and then first-person view. It even gives you the game modules, which helps you build your UI, your textures, your mappings, so on and so forth. It gives you skin texture making, just everything that you'll need to build just a pretty good fantasy-style RPG or even if the first person an action role-playing game if you're wanting to do that. This one helps out NARAL, NARAL, Pro-Choice America Foundation, which is straightforward, helps out those who are pro-choice and hopefully get the care for, once again, abortion and birth control, pregnancy care, post-parenting. And then once more, the National Network of Abortion Funds. So it helps out both of those get a little bit more forward while you learn about maybe $5,000 worth of Unity assets and understanding.
Gaming nonsense.
I'm not wrong. Building a game is nonsense until you make cohesive understanding of it.
It's still nonsense.
It's still nonsense.
But it's fun nonsense.
Yes. And as I said, that's all Humble Bundle right now. I mean, that Humble Bundle took a freaking right swing as soon as August started. So this was a good month. Very good month. Badoop. So you showed me this, and it looks really good. And I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be a DLC. And then you cleared it up relatively quickly by it's a mobile game.
Yeah, this is the new... And this isn't the first time they've done this. But
No.
This is a new mobile Jurassic World game called Primal Ops. Now, Sean had mentioned it to me briefly, and I just hadn't seen anything on it. And then the new teaser trailer dropped on the 30th. Mm-hmm. So,
and it looked pretty cool. Like when I saw this, I was like, okay, is it the DLC for the extra stuff? And then I noticed, I don't want to call it jank. I can't call it jank, but it looked more simplified. But I was like, well, looking down from a top-down perspective, I was like, oh, you get to take over a person and do like hunting and whatnot. And I was like, what? And then I noticed that on the right. Mm-hmm. But it still looked good.
It might be a fun little game to screw around in. I'm sure it's going to be a premium one with plenty of ways to try to get you to spend money.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Jurassic Park movie?
Lost World.
Okay.
Lost World would probably be that.
I've recently discovered there's apparently an extreme hate for Jurassic Park 3, and I don't know why. I liked 3.
From what I understand, it just felt like more of the same, nothing different, and that's kind of how it is with the one that just came out not too long ago. Is more of the same, nothing different.
I don't know. Fallen Kingdom was very different, I felt, and was kind of a fucking major downer.
Okay, like.
Oh, you're talking the newest one. Sorry,
newest.
Dominion. I haven't seen Dominion yet.
Yeah.
I was thinking Fallen Kingdom. I forgot that Dominion actually came out.
Yes. But, I mean, good mobile game. Go check it out. When did it say? Download now. It's available now. Oh, shit. Meet Your Maker. This looks good on an ideal level. However, it worries me because we've both seen projects that start off like this that get kind of rough because of how the creation of one's area can become negative. We're talking about Meet Your Maker, a first-person shooter-esque that has pretty tight controls, but you build your own dungeon or raid area, and you basically have people coming in and fighting their way to the top.
Yeah, and then you go and try to raid other people's.
Right. I have seen many of these crash and burn.
Okay.
Because of just people either making way too difficult or being like, hey, you can grind up here. You know, just go over here and you'll get 30 free levels.
I feel like in a post Mario Maker
that was
world,
one that did success. Yes.
I feel like there's a place for something like this. I will say I was hoping it would look a little cleaner than it did.
Yeah, I will admit it did have a little bit of, like, the texture work is fine, but it does look a little grainy. Is the right word?
Yeah. And this is coming from Behavior Interactive. This is the same company that brought you Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. And, I mean, their monsters look good.
It was Dead by Daylight. It's Dead by Daylight. I'm like 90% sure.
Okay. And it says 2023. It does not give us a full date. The weapons look like they're going to be some fun. The leaning looks weird, but it's early and it does interest me to a small extent. I'm very curious on how much it's going to be, because I don't want to spend those $60 for.
Never know. May hit Game Pass. This is the Xbox
That's
trailer.
right.
And this is coming from a company that already works with Game Pass. So it might.
It might.
While we don't have any images to show you, since we are talking about them, I figured I'd quickly touch on the fact that there is another Resident Evil set coming to Dead by Daylight.
Nice. Yeah.
Which includes the Bitch in Red.
The Bitch in Red, and I can dodge bullets just like Neo. I'm sorry. That honestly, literally 6 hours between his first outbreak and the time when Jill and Chris run into him, he's dodging bullets.
Did you...
What the fuck?
Did you watch the new Resident Evil show on Netflix yet?
No, I haven't. No,
I saw one image from showing, like, the past, like, when shit went down in the past that led to where the show is now. So you know how Lance Reddick's playing this alternate universe version of Wesker, right?
Okay, yeah.
They gave him hair and the glasses.
Okay.
You gotta pull up this image, dude.
All right. All right, Albert Wesker, and then what's the actor's name?
Lance Reddick. Lance Reddick. Reddick.
Okay, so we're gonna go images, and hopefully there's no spoilers here.
Just type in hair. I'm sure that'll bring it up. Oh, where is it? I've seen this image several times. No one's doing it. They put him in the leather jacket. They had him with the freaking glasses.
Oh, that's
all right.
Okay. Damn. Okay, but I'll take your word for it. I will probably check it out somewhere down the line. It's just Netflix kind of has me on a lean back waiting for it. Let's do that. Let's just get rid of that. Nope, that didn't do a damn thing. Okay, I just tried. But as speaking of Dead by Daylight, the Dead by Daylight dating sim is now released. I think yesterday.
Is it?
$10.
Yeah, $10 ain't bad.
Ain't bad.
For a dating sim.
Yeah, for a pretty well animated looking dating sim. Yeah, why not? But speaking of things that are released, holy cow, we're getting a pretty good month.
I had to find it. I had to show you. I don't know if it actually happens in the show, but I think it does.
That doesn't look good to
I
me.
haven't watched the show yet.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I like him. I would like if he just stayed bald.
I mean, throughout the show, I think that's not him.
Like aging?
No. Throughout the show, he's just Lance as, playing this character of Wesker. But I think like that was supposed to be
Clone?
like a nod to the other thing, or a pullback. Or maybe it's a fan mock-up. I haven't watched the show yet, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. But this month in good old Game Pass, today or yesterday, we got Ghost Recon.
Yesterday?
I think yesterday we got Ghost Recon Wildlands. One of my favorite games that I've played over the last 6 years. Cooking Simulator, which I'm kind of excited to go into. 2 Point Campus, which is a pretty good push from 2 Point Hospital. Turbo Golf Racing,
Which should be sued.
which should be dead. I think they'll have their open ability because it's not soccer, it's golf.
Oh my god, it's a rip-off.
It is a
of
rip-off.
freaking Rocket League.
It is. Expeditions Rome, which I heard is a pretty good Civilization clone.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, off-world trading company, good micromanagement for space travel and whatnot, but it's kind of, I don't want to say dumbed down, but it's very micromanagey where you got to make sure you're putting your T's where they need to be crossed, etc. And then if you want to learn okay coding, Shenzhen.io is a good way to kind of boost into that. I'm curious on how they're going to do that. It's for PC. Okay, I was going to be like, I don't know how they're going to do that for console, but the last 3 games, the Expeditions Rome, Off-World Trading Company, and Shenzhen.io is going to be all PC.
With the fact
Yes.
that we can connect a keyboard and mouse to the Xbox, it works.
Mm-hmm.
How long before you think cloud gaming gets to the point that we're able to cloud game the PC games on the console?
I mean, soon, very soon. I told you I futzed around with the NVIDIA Now or NVIDIA Play on the Xbox, and it works fine. It hiccuped every now and again, and you could tell there's a slight delay, but as far as visual quality, it looked fine. So I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
Because I'm just thinking, like, it would really help out people who can't afford or don't understand gaming PCs.
And want to PC game.
And want a PC game.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
Yeah, there's some latency issues, and I'm sure it'll take a bit to get things all hammered out.
Oh.
But, I mean, if you're doing things like that Shin's thing.
Yeah, you're right, which pretty much would require a keyboard. But that actually reminds me, when I was playing Youngblood, my partner, Dice, had to do cloud because it was not PC to Xbox compatible. Mm-hmm. He had to do the Xbox Cloud to be able to play. Mm-hmm. And he was doing just fine. He said a little every now and again he'd be like, "Ooh, that's a little jank," because latency can drop from time to time. But otherwise, we managed to beat that game pretty fine. It was pretty fine. It really sets up for the next one to have the kids again, which is a bit odd too. But
I mean, Baskowitz has to eventually age.
He does look aged, and I'm so glad they brought that voice actor back. I'm sorry. Hearing his monologues over each of the chapters was a fucking godsend for the first 2 games. Mm-hmm. Hearing him go, "The night really pulls me out, but she gets me up and, wakes me up in the morning."
So you know how through Bethesda they've made it so that Doom Guy is a distant relative of Blaskowitz?
Yeah, and also Commander Keen.
Which one's that?
Old PC game.
Okay. So there was a really bad Doom movie made a while back. And in it, they're finding the remnants of like the security crew. And they find one whose head's been eaten, and the name tag on it is Blaskowitz.
Oh. Yeah, that's a bit odd. Oh, they even threw the Doom one in there. Okay. Good for them. But William J. Blazkowicz II, or Billy Blaze, let's see, I'm just trying to find the connectivity here, is the grandson of the great World War II hero William J. Blazkowicz, also known as B.J. Blazkowicz. He is the smartest youth with an IQ of 314, also known as the Pi number. And then you go into the Easter eggs of where he's seen. There's a Commander Keen skull on a pike in Doom 2016. In Doom Eternal, there's another one. So yeah, they're all connected. Okay. All of John Romero's stuff is connected.
Wait, but if Keen's related, if he's the grandson, then how is Doom Guy connected? Because I could have sworn Doom Guy was confirmed related.
Oops. I want to say he is 2. Hang on, let me grab. Again, the Dopefish. Dopefish lives. Doom Guy. Marine. According to John Romero, the protagonist playing Doom. UHC Mars. Here we go. The Marine and Doom RPG, whose name apparently B.J. Blazkowicz and Stan Blazkowicz are 2 separate individuals, apparent clones or relatives. This is made clear by the Doom 2 RPG comic. Now there's just more lore. I don't. Okay. So in short, clone.
Okay.
Shit.
Still think Doom has one of the best. The Doom 2016 has one of the best starts to a game that I've experienced in a long time.
Oh yeah, just get this shit out of my face. I want to kill.
Yeah, just immediately go. you hit start, and it's such a quick load and there is no beginning cutscenes or anything. You're on a table, and things are trying to kill you. Get off the table.
Get off the table. Kill that thing. You somehow found a pistol. You pulled it out of your ass. Now kill.
Back to news, though.
Back to news. Pokemon Scarlet and what the fuck is the other one called? Violet. Both of those have some new announced characters.
Returning Violet.
Returning Violet. We already talked about all of the other ones before, so might as well keep the ball rolling. Sea Titan, which is a little tiny, which is odd because it's a Terra whale. I don't know how. I mean, its weight. So this picture is very misleading because it looks small. It looks very small.
Yeah, we need to compare it to something.
Yeah. Sadly, nothing too much to really do it unless you have someone who drew it. But it is 14 feet 9 inches and weighs 1,543 pounds. Wow, I pick up there for a second.
Ability, thick fat?
Thick fat.
Dude, I'm in this game and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I need some royalty checks.
Yeah, I know, right? But it says that protected by a thick layer of subcutaneous fat. It also has 5 horns on a jaw. Interesting. But the other one is Fido. Its name is Fido. It's a fucking goddamn bun called Fido.
I don't know what's worse, this or the stupid-ass ice cream. Stupid-ass ice cream. The stupid-ass ice cream's worse.
Yeah, this one's fine. It's just funny as hell.
Litwick is terrifying.
Litwick is kind of terrifying. I mean, almost
it
all the
sucks
ghost...
your fucking soul, like your life force out.
Drifloon carries kids off to the sky.
Yeah. Spoink dies if it stops bouncing.
Like, what the fuck?
You ever think Pokemon's gone too far?
At this point in time, probably. Dumplings. Oh, that makes a little more sense for the...
I figured it was steamed buns.
Yeah, it looks a little bunnish, but I guess we'll learn a little bit more. Puffing up their bodies to appear bigger. And then, of course, the 2 legendaries. Yeah, I think we talked about them. But good to know. And then one that was not on this list. Motherfucking Bone Whooper. I don't like it.
I feel like I've seen this before. Is this just a redesign?
It's a Whooper, but in the Paldea region.
Okay. So kind of how they did the Alola versions of previous existing.
Yeah, Meowth and all that, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
that Meowth one looks like it's on crack.
That one, yeah. But then you, of course, have, like...
you have the Executor. That's, like, tall.
I love Berserker. I'm sorry. Look at him. Berserker.
I don't know. This one is less scary than the other one.
Really? Oh, the how do I see where...
I mean, it's just called a Meowth.
Yeah, it's just a Meowth, but does it have the other alternative?
Oh,
there it is.
Right there.
Yeah, the Galarian one.
The Galarian one, okay. I thought it was a Alolan.
I like of course, the...
What is that from?
That's the gigantic, the Gigamax, where you use
oh, gotcha.
A stone on it and turns into Longcat. The PLA... Oh, let's find out. You said Growlithe? Growlithe. Oh, it's the one that has the swoopy hair, right? The Hisawan. No? That's the one from the game that you got, Arceus. I did not see this one, and I don't know if it's been around, but you know what, let's just Google. Growlithe.
PLA? What is PLA?
Like that. I don't know. Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Okay, so that was the right one. Okay.
So yeah, that was that one. Yeah, I've seen it before. Yep. Sorry, brain stopped again. It's going to keep stopping because I don't know how to make it go. But in short, Pokemon's getting some more Pokemon for their new regions, and they look good, except for Whooper. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, it looks like he's, like, burnt. Yeah.
No, I look like a burnt chicken nugget. I still love myself.
Yeah, I know, right? Boop.
That kid was fucking hilarious.
Gotham Knights, over on IGN, if you want to go and take a quick look at it, has 16 minutes of gameplay with Batgirl. And it looks good. Looks fun. Looks like it's going to have some really good combat, but you had a little bit of a hiccup with it.
It's not that the game's doing anything wrong. It's that I now have to play a Batman game in a different way after playing a Batman game the same way across 4 games for what? How many years? Shit, I was in high school when the first Arkham game came out.
Yeah, so about 10 years?
No, more than that.
Okay, 12.
I've been out of high school for 11.
Okay, so we'll say 12.
No, more than that.
More than, oh, you're saying, I thought you said as before you got out.
Yeah, no, it's been like 13 years or 14 years since Arkham Asylum came out.
Okay, so
I've been playing Batman the very specific way for 13, 14 years on repeat across 4 fucking games that are phenomenal games.
And who knows? Maybe with the multiplayer, it's supposed to be that way because got to give your buddy something to punch.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it'll be something for me to relearn.
Yes,
and it'll be very interesting.
And I mean,
but I am loving this.
Everything looked good. I at first I was very skeptical because I was like, me and Arkham games haven't really gotten along.
You didn't give them a chance.
I did. I finished the first one.
Oh, you finished Asylum?
Yeah, I finished Asylum.
Origins is the one that I think deserves way more love than it gets.
Okay.
I think Origins is a very good game. And that's the one that was done by this studio.
Also, holy shit, Babs, you just killed her.
You just knocked her out.
Strangled with nunchucks.
Yeah.
And does it again.
Sleeper hold. Unconscious.
I hope.
But same studio that did this one is the one that did Arkham Origins.
Okay.
So
I mean, it looks great. Oh, that looked pretty cool. Okay. Nice little Spider-Man pose. Okay. But, yeah, if you want to go and check out all 16 minutes, some really good cutscenes, pretty good storytelling of, post-Batman, what's going on, go and check it out.
What I found interesting is that they made this post-Batman, but Babs isn't in the wheelchair, so either
Different
Joker
universe?
never shoots her.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a different universe than the Arkham game. The Suicide Squad game is going to be the same universe as the Arkham game, but this one is its own universe.
Okay.
So either Joker never shoots her, or this is after she repairs her spinal cord with nanites.
Oh, as one does.
I mean, when you're that smart.
Yeah. All right. Any other gaming things?
I don't think so, unless you want to touch on... there's going to be announcements at EVO, and we're waiting.
Yeah, some announcements at EVO. Something from Capcom, something from Bandai Namco, and something from Warner Brothers. So we'll wait to hear a little bit more. Hopefully it's good games and not rehash 3.0 or 4.0.
Well, it's going to be more on Street Fighter.
It's going to be more Street Fighter, but Street Fighter, sure. This one actually looks really good to me.
And it's either going to be another Injustice or it's going to be the next Mortal Kombat. I'm thinking the next Mortal Kombat.
And then with Bandai Namco, I thought they were going to be done with Tekken, but we'll see. And then I cringed at my own joke of Tekken Tag Tournament 3. I don't know. Same shoe news, kind of. So a little bit ago, for the second time, talked about Fruity Pebbles, and then a little bit before that, talked about Fruity Pebbles for the first one. More Fruity Pebbles shoes.
Well, it's because they do these sets like this where they slowly release them over time. We've had sets like this before where we've had to cover them across like a 3-month period.
Right. This one actually has on the tongues the big Fruity Pebbles logo, and then the laces have Fruity Pebbles on them, and then in the sole there's Fruity Pebbles, and the shoe looks like a big old bowl of milk.
So I'm gonna go back up right there. Okay, I wanted to see what the tongue said. It's just the copyright stuff for the swoosh.
Yeah.
I was curious if it was nutritional facts.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
That would have been hilarious. And that's what I thought it was.
But a very clean, very nice shoe. There's nothing wrong with it. But once again, having a real rough time getting some shoe news. Hopefully, I'll come a little more better prepared next week.
I bet you anything we're gonna get a bunch just in time for Halloween, and we're gonna get a bunch just in time for the holidays.
I'm hoping. But there's yet another Fruity Pebbles. But boo.
Speaking of Halloween,
Spirit Halloween, the movie.
What do you guys think of that segue?
Yeah, good segue, good maneuver.
What'd you think of that? I mean, it's a little. I didn't realize how much for kids it was going to be.
It is very corny. It is very Goosebumps.
But I still love it,
It
because the thing is, and there's gonna be people out there. This looks like it's for children. Yes. That's apparently what this is for. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna watch the shit of it. Doesn't mean I'm not interested in it. Hi. So for me, like, yes, I was expecting something else, but that's on me, not on them. They never once said hard R, blood, guts, and gore, NC-17, X rating.
Let me see what. Did it have? No, of course not, because it's.
I bet you anything I can find one on IMDb.
Yeah.
Unless they haven't submitted it to the MPAA yet.
Yeah, probably not. But then again, it looks so corny, and you don't see an ounce of blood, because I think the only one that dies is the one that's in the trailer. So watch the trailer if you want to know who dies. I don't want to spoil that. That's a. I hate that we had to watch that.
I think he's gonna be the ghost.
I know.
Be the ghost.
I know.
There's no rating for this yet.
No rating for that yet. Okay.
But I mean, it's not gonna be a high rating.
So, Spirit Halloween, pretty good Halloween story.
Do we have to explain this for the non-Americans?
Yeah,
Okay,
I would say
so Spirit Halloween is always an online shop.
Yes.
However, they go through and they build physical locations right about now.
That uses like the husks of either closed down stores or like a store that doesn't mind replacing its wares for the month.
Yeah, they find cheap rental spots to pop up several stores in big towns where you can go and buy Halloween costumes and props and whatnot. Because here in America, we're crazy.
Yes. Yes.
Like, is there a better way to describe it?
No,
I've asked people from other countries that I'm friends with. I'm like, you guys do Halloween? And they're like, kind of, but not like you guys do. You guys get into it. And I've had people be like, why?
So they're phantom shops?
Yes.
Good joke, Socks.
Yes. What's weird is, Socks, do you know what Spencer's Gifts is?
No. We have had this discussion.
Oh, you had this discussion?
Yes. Okay. There is something similar out there, but not a straight up poo shop Spencer's Gifts. No.
Okay. Spirit Halloween's owned by Spencer's.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense with all the jeans with all the belts on it. It makes a lot of sense.
So, but yeah, so it's where you go and you buy the Halloween stuff. And
Yeah.
so this movie is the concept of kids that stay overnight in the Halloween shop on Halloween. And then, oh crap, there's a ghost possessing things. Be careful, they sell adult toys
I know.
on Spencer's
I
Gifts.
think I'm hoping that they'll just do the storefront. Okay, they just do the storefront.
You start typing it. Did you see the first?
Yep, I did, and I'm glad I clicked very quickly. We're moving on. So this is the old Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah.
This is before they had the back door. And then they tried doing like the 2000s, and then this is kind of current.
No. A lot of them are doing this again.
This one?
Yeah, a lot of them are doing the door again.
Really? Okay.
The one downtown Summerlin's is like this.
Oh. Okay. But in short, it's a clothing store that also sells like toys and
They sell adult stuff.
They sell it also.
And that is adult stuff in multiple ways.
Yes.
Devices to enjoy herbs.
The good herbs.
And devices so that if you don't want a partner or don't need a partner, or if you have a partner that wants to use devices with you.
Sure.
I feel like that's the most
That's vague, but good enough.
like vague, but people who know or understand.
If you know, you know.
Understand.
Yeah.
Also, it's a place where you can get really messed up. You're getting real close.
Yeah, I am.
It's also a place where you can get really messed up. Holiday shirts,
Or gags.
gag gifts, fake dog poo.
Yeah. The classic magic shops where it's like the little hand buzzer things and
This
stuff.
is where we got your D12 mug.
Did you?
We got it from Spencer's Gifts.
Wow.
Spencer's sells so many mugs. They have a huge mug section, dude. I have spent too much money on mugs at Spencer's.
Okay, I can believe it.
And for the holidays, they have boxes you can put them in.
Okay.
Which is nice.
Yeah. The other one is what was it? They would
pay no attention to the man behind the
they
curtain.
would sell like those old vintage shirts that had like Satan Made Me Do It, and they would have like an old VHS style cover as the front, and it was just a smiling little girl holding a match, that kind of thing, and it's supposed to be all cutesy, but with the horrifying subtext up top, that kind of
Don't
stuff.
scroll away from this yet. Go back up. But just down a little bit, right there. I'm going to touch on something I find funny.
Okay.
But, I mean, they also sell T-shirts, hats, shot glasses.
Yes.
all kinds of stuff. Belts. This is where you can just study belts.
And then the pants that have all the fucking chains on it.
Yeah.
No, aside from Hot Topic, this was the other one.
Yeah. But what I love is in this photo, the one we were talking about with the door, I can tell you what store's across the street from it.
Oh, really?
That is Bath & Body Works.
Oh, yeah.
Reflecting in the window.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Which, by the way, they just dropped their Halloween line.
Did they?
Yeah. So
Is
the
it-
Halloween stuff's out.
Oh.
Hey, it's normal stuff. They got a really cool plug-in wall scent thing.
Okay.
That's like the witch hand with like with the candy apple. Oh. Yeah, that one's actually pretty cool.
I hope it smells like apple.
Well, you buy this is the
things,
plug-in,
yeah.
and then you buy the scents. So
I mean,
they have the apple
I hope
scent.
it comes with apple then.
Actually, I think the way they do it is you get a discount on a scent when you buy one. So then you just pick out the scent you want.
Okay.
And since it's fall, they'll have the apple. My favorite of the Halloween run is the vampire blood. That soap and hand sanitizer, especially the soap though. Oh my god, that's what's in my master bathroom right now. On my sink side is that one because I absolutely love the smell of the vampire blood. I don't even know how to explain it.
Okay.
What's your favorite store that's no longer around?
I know yours.
What's mine?
Warner Brothers store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is weird considering a later news article.
Or in the title of this. My favorite store that's not around anymore. I mean, mine's still around, and it's not really a store. It's just, we're talking mall?
Yeah.
Okay, if we're talking mall, mine's still around.
Okay, what is it?
Annie M's.
Okay, no, I'm with you on that one.
I fucking love pretzels.
So
man.
I had to do a delivery to Red Rock not too long ago, and
Okay.
they built an Annie Ann's at Red Rock right across from the movie theater.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give me some pretzels. And I go walking up, everything's lit up. There's pretzels in the cases. There's no fucking employee in that pretzel place
Really?
at all.
Oh.
And I was like,
Hello?
okay, well, I'm gonna go downtown Summerlin, which has
Wetzel's?
Wetzel's.
Okay.
I like Wetzel's.
Wetzel's, they always burn the bottoms. Like, I'm not mad at it, but I have to be in a very particular mood to have Wetzel's.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I am very picky with my pretzels.
Pretzels are delicious.
Yeah, pretzels are delicious.
You know,
especially if you get that-
Spencer's would probably be the closest we could get to a company too, because of our language.
Yeah. It's just, I don't, will they?
I doubt it.
Please?
So I'm trying to find out the scent. So
The
vampire
vampire
blood is red berries, night blooming jasmine, and petrifying plum. So yeah, it's the
It's very fruit.
red berries and plum. It is. When we're done, I'm gonna show you. I love the smell of this soap.
Okay. All right.
Like I wait all year for this. I'm a Bath and Body Works girl for the fall line. I love their freaking candles. I love the soaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe you. Onto this thing. So,
I feel like I need to set this up.
okay, go ahead and set it up. I'm going to stretch my legs.
HBO Max and Discovery merged.
Yes.
And that's what's essentially causing this. The
Yeah.
merger's done. They are now Warner Bros. Sorry, I said HBO Max and Discovery. Warner Brothers and Discovery. They're now Warner Bros. Discovery.
Yes.
Or Warner Bros.
That's
Discovery.
the correct one. Yes. I caught it all too late, but I caught it. Yes.
Yeah. So, it's causing a huge shakeup, especially in the HBO Max section of things. But the big one. We covered and showed images of the Batgirl movie that's supposed to be coming out with Brendan Fraser playing the bad guy Firefly.
That sounds like something I would want to watch.
They spent $90 million on this movie.
That sounds like something I would want to watch.
They're wrapping up the reshoots. This movie's ready.
I'm excited. When?
Never. So originally, there was a debate whether or not it would be HBO Max or if it'd be a theatrical release, and now one of the execs has confirmed they have killed this project. They are not releasing it. They say it is not because of the actress, that she is amazing. They say it's not because of the quality of the movie, although they do say that it is not the kind of stuff that they are hoping to take DC to now. But it is essentially because they're going to get a huge tax break by not releasing this. So everyone that worked on this movie, their movie will never be seen, at least right now. That's how it's going down.
I am mad. I am furious that they brought back Animaniacs and thought that would be a much bigger venture as far as viewability than a $90 million project.
That's over on Hulu.
I know, but didn't Warner Brothers back it?
Warner Brothers is connected to it because they own the characters and whatnot.
Right.
That was mostly a Spielberg thing.
That was a Spielberg, and he's the one who helped bring it back. But my point still stands, that if your name is tied to something, get through it.
But here's the thing. That was a different person running shit. This new person who's taken over is going crazy. You ready for the next part?
Yeah.
70% of the creative team for HBO Max has been let go.
Now, when you're saying creative team, are we talking the originals?
The people who are making the shows for HBO Max and the movies for HBO Max. And
So
stuff like that,
all the ones
creative
that
team.
we've been liking over the last, 2 years?
On top of this, they were doing a prequel series to Scoob where they were actually going to be kids. So it was basically Pup Named Scooby-Doo coming back.
I like Pup Named Scooby-Doo.
That's basically finished, and they've been told it's done. From what I understand also, the people that did Batgirl
Fucking A.
found out that their project was killed while at one of their weddings.
That's fucked up.
It gets even more. 6 Warner Bros. Movies that were streaming exclusively on HBO Max have quietly been removed from the service following the Discovery merger. An American Pickle, that's the Seth Rogen one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. I wanted to watch that one.
Moonshot,
I don't know that
Super
one.
Intelligence,
Don't know that one.
The Witches,
Uh.
that's the remake of the Roald Dahl one.
Oh, okay.
People did get offended by that one because of the fingers. I'm not going to get on all that. It's whatever. But yeah, that one's from Robert Zemeckis, the remake.
Okay.
It's on HBO Max. That was where it was released.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think they did do a Blu-ray, but that was how you watched it.
Right.
Locked Down and Charm City Kings. They're all just gone.
Yeah.
Just removed from HBO Max. They were there yesterday, gone today type of thing.
Okay. And I'm kind of not surprised, but at the same time wondering why they didn't pull the Battinson Batman.
Well, that's
Licensing, of course.
I don't understand. Why no? Warner Brothers owns HBO Max. There is no licensing. It's their movie.
Then why?
These things that I just named are originals for HBO Max.
Then why
and
did-
they were pulled from it.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Then why?
We don't know. Also, when being asked about future projects for DC, they can't give an answer. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just keep saying that they have plans and that they're going in a specific direction with DC and whatnot. On top of all this, CW just announced that The Flash will end with its next season and is only getting 13 episodes to wrap up the final season, which means there's only one show left in that universe, which just started. It's only on its second season, which is Superman and Lois. So the Arrowverse is also basically dead.
Okay.
But you know what's not canceled? Ezra Miller's Flash movie. You know the guy that's on the run from the police?
Yep. I don't understand. I'm not even going to pretend like I have an instance of what the fuck's going on, but there's having something I wanted to watch, which was the American Pickle. I was interested in that to a small degree, just because
It looked like an interesting concept.
Yeah, it's just I never got around to watching it. I was always watching something else or video games. And I wouldn't have minded watching it, but now where do I go to watch it? Discovery?
You can rent it for $3.99 on Prime.
Okay.
And no, they haven't put anything on Discovery. In fact, they're going to eventually kill off Discovery Plus to try to merge it into HBO Max.
Why not do it now? You have so much on HBO Max right now. You have Ghibli shit. Like almost the entire library of Ghibli stuff.
They also just signed a deal with A24 to put A24 on HBO Max.
A24.
Independent studio, does a lot of Archie shit, but every now and then they pump out a good one like X or something like that.
I want to say there was one we watched during our movies run.
They just did Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's it.
A24.
That's it. Okay. That one I saw.
They did Midsummer and Hereditary, I think.
Oh, Midsummer.
I didn't like either one, honestly. If I'm being completely honest, I did not. Like
Yeah,
either one.
Midsummer was uncomfortable, but Hereditary, it wanted to be too much with too little.
People are obsessed with it, and I don't quite understand why.
How many sequels did it get?
Hereditary? None. It's just that. So
No?
far.
Okay. There was one that got too many sequels, and I was already over it.
Are you thinking
Happening?
Insidious?
Oh, maybe Insidious.
Insidious is like on its like 6 or 7 sequels.
Is it?
Yeah, it's insane. The other new one from A24 that's kind of been a big thing is Men. which is like a lady moves to Newtown, I think, after like the death of her husband, and like, the new neighbor, I think, is like stalking her. I could be wrong.
That actually sounds kind of interesting.
That's just kind of what I gathered from like the one trailer. I saw.
Okay.
The Lighthouse. That was the Willem Dafoe, Pattinson one.
Okay, yeah. I heard a lot of good things about that one. I just never saw it.
Uncut.
That's one where Dafoe looks like a wharfman.
Yeah, he's got the big beard.
Yeah. Okay.
Uncut Gems. That's A24.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I recommend Uncut Gems. If you're wanting a serious Adam Sandler role without going into the Happy Madison set, that's a good one.
So, I mean, A24's got a few gems in there.
Yeah, literally.
Back to an American Pickle. So that's where you can rent it. I'm sure you could probably also get it through Apple and probably Google Play Store.
Yeah.
Well,
now I'm gonna wait till it pops on HBO Max because something tells me someone somewhere is gonna be like, "Hey, this was made for us. We have a contractual obligation to have this movie."
I mean, that's the thing. HBO Max owns it.
Right, but
it's their original. But Warner Brothers owns HBO Max and tells them, take that off. You know, it's such a weird thing.
It is such a weird thing.
I'm wondering if it got a Blu-ray release, is what I'm trying to find out.
Oh, the pickles?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Okay.
I'm not saying go out and buy a Blu-ray just because it was taken off, but
Uncut pickles.
It looks like it did.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of nice. I do enjoy physicals, but I don't have a.
Oh no, wait, I take that back. No, it is confirmed to have an iTunes, Google Play, Microsoft, Amazon Prime, Vudu, and Movies Anywhere release.
Oh.
But I'm not seeing anything for a
Physical
release.
Oh, okay. Well, sucks. I mean,
there's options to buy and rent, but you shouldn't have to do that when something was supposed to be an original.
Yeah. Last but not least, some good news. I really liked Totally Spies.
So I've never heard of where we're getting this article from. I have heard of this project up until now, so I'm going to trust this article. But this is coming from something called Kids Screen, which is interesting. But yeah, Totally Spies.
Totally Spies. And it was fine. It was basically a Charlie's Angels knockoff that was teenage. It was
kind of meant for young teens.
Young teens, angled toward women, but of course it had the appeal toward the youthful individuals.
Yeah, it was definitely angled towards women. They like talked through their compact and whatnot. However, as a guy watching it, still very enjoyable.
Yeah, and I
did not feel alienated
No.
by a show that was definitely made for girls.
Yes, and I mean the Bosley character kind of was very
freaking hilarious.
Like half Q, half Bosley. Gave him a lipstick laser.
Part Alfred.
Yeah, a little part Alfred. And it said some win in 2023, which is season 7. I wouldn't have figured it went 6 seasons.
Yeah, this new season is also going to see them changing locations. They're heading out to college, I think.
Just
what it is?
move city against a fresh crop.
Oh, okay, so yeah, and it's supposed to bring in new villains and whatnot.
I don't remember.
Did you know that they got a film also?
Really?
Yeah, 2009. Totally Spies the movie.
Huh. Straight to DVD?
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean, it probably had like a. What station was this on?
Cartoon Network.
Yeah, so it probably had had like Cartoon Network run most likely.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
I'm trying to remember the
known.
Bosley-esque character's name.
See,
Clover, Sam, and Alex.
Jerry.
Jerry?
Jerry. And then Mandy was the bitch.
Okay, so Jerry was voiced by 2 different people, it looks like. So at one point he was voiced by the guy that did some voice acting for Roly Poly Oly.
Did he now?
Yeah. Adrian Truss. He's also on like Arthur and stuff like that. But the other voice actor was Jess Harnell or Yakko.
That makes sense.
So it's kind of cool to see another like return of a classic, or not. I guess not classic, but like another cartoon kind of making its comeback to.
Quincy is classic now. It is.
What year was it?
If it, the whole thing of my angle is if it runs on Turner Classic Movies, it's considered a classic.
Okay, you can't because they're literally putting shit on there that's only a year or 2 old.
Are they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this was 2001 when it came out.
Okay, that's 21 years ago.
Fair point.
We're old.
Fair point.
Fair point. Let's blow this over here.
I feel like we're gonna see the end of a lot of really good things with this Warner Brothers thing.
Or either that, or hopefully someone will get their head out of their ass and figure some shit out.
It's supposed to be this big thing where it's like, oh, now they're gonna be able to do more Discovery stuff. It's gonna bring things together into one streaming service rather than 2 streaming services. Yada yada yada. But now I'm like, is Titans gonna get canceled? Is Doom Patrol gonna get canceled?
What was that Jeff Goldblum project? What was that going to? That was Disney, right?
The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
that's on Disney Plus.
Okay, just double checking.
That's on its like 2nd or 3rd season.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I like Jeff Goldblum. Good man.
But it really makes me wonder. This is the same company who just recently skipped Comic-Con.
Yep.
And when asked about Superman, says that they don't know what to do with the character. They don't know how to use him in modern age. Also, they are debating whether or not they want to push back the release of Aquaman 2 and Shazam 2.
I haven't seen Shazam 1, so I don't know.
Did you see Aquaman 1?
No.
Okay, well.
So it's even, like, I don't know.
Do you know Willem Dafoe's in it? Yeah.
I need to see more Willem Dafoe.
Willem's great.
Willem's great.
Like, honestly, that was one of the things that, when the John Wick trailer dropped, I went, oh, okay, John Wick looks interesting. I can get into this. And then I was like, Keanu Reeves, I really like Keanu Reeves. And I was like, and Willem Dafoe? Holy shit, what is this fucking movie going to be? And then I watched John Wick, and John Wick was fucking amazing.
And then John Wick 2 had,
Common.
Huh?
Common?
No, well, not just Common. The Chop Shop boss.
Oh,
Stormare.
Stormare, yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Stormare.
When I saw Stormare, I was like,
It's such a small role.
I know, but I love everything that he is in.
Have you ever heard?
He exudes, like, hatred, but at the same time, he has that, like, good retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he played Satan in Constantine.
Yeah.
And he says, no, you don't deserve to go now.
You're going to be mine.
You're going to be mine whether you like it or not, and says, fuck it, I'm curing your cancer just so you can live and fuck up again.
Have you ever seen Dylan Dog, Dead of Night? Okay. So Dylan Dog is an Italian comic book.
Okay.
Sadly, they only did like one translated volume, and I think it's random issues.
Okay.
So really the comic's just in Italian. They decided to make a movie years ago.
You got around a ballpark year, just so I can at least figure out the time.
2008-ish.
Okay.
It's got Brandon Roth as Dylan Dog. You would know him as Superman from Superman Returns.
Okay.
I can't remember the other actor's name, but did you ever see Being Human? You could probably just pull up Dylan Dog Dead at Night.
Oh.
But the guy that plays the werewolf. So, that guy.
This one? The one that I had the finger on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He plays his friend in it. So now, Dylan Dog Dead of Night is not a good adaptation of the comic book. It's very different. They changed a lot of things. They introduced this character. So that's Dylan Dog. And then you have the Dead of Night movie that's very different.
I love this art style.
Yeah, it's
good.
good.
I'm gonna show these people some art style, but be aware a little graphic content here. Not bad.
He's killing zombies.
Yeah, he's killing zombies, but
so
still
he's
graphic.
a private eye. He's a human private eye essentially who.
I fucking love these fucking stills.
He's kind of supposed to be the guy that keeps the peace between all the different things: vampires, werewolves, zombies.
Constantine-esque.
Constantine-esque. And he does it with his brother in the comics. In the movie, it's just him. His brother's dead. It's kind of a weird thing. Peter Stormare's in it as the leader of the werewolves. It's a great movie.
Holy shit, that's a good cover.
I've never seen that. It's a great movie. It is a terrible adaptation of the comic book.
Hold on. This was in 2019. Dylan Dog and Batman.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my god.
The Dylan Dog movie is really interesting. So his friend becomes a zombie in it. It's kind of a sad thing. He gets killed and becomes a zombie and whatnot. But zombies aren't what you expect in it. And so it's like he can't eat regular food. It'll make him sick.
Okay.
So he's like, he goes to a fast food place. He's not wanting to accept that he's a zombie. And he's like, let me get a burger. And they're like, okay, we got you. Because the fast food people are zombies.
Oh.
And so they're ordering him like a maggot burger or something like that. And he's like, no, this. No, I want this. And he's like telling them, I want the actual food. And they're like, we got you. And he's like, no, you're not getting it. He goes, let me get a hot dog. And they're like, okay, one hot dog. And he goes, wait, no, because they didn't have to change the order for hot dog. He's like, what have I been eating this whole time?
Oh.
And it becomes things like he has to use like antifreeze to like do certain things to his body. He has to use certain things to like keep his skin tone the right way and in his teeth.
Okay.
At one point he gets attacked and his arm's ripped off, so they get him a loner arm, so he's got a black arm.
I kind of want to lean into this comic book because these covers.
I don't know if these are going to be in English or not. I would assume DC would have wanted to do an English publication, but yeah, like I said, the Dylan Dog comics are in Italian. Yeah, you were talking about Peter Stormare and how well he does. Oh, English language version of Dylan Dog in the United States.
Second series of icon. Okay, cool. So this is a Italian set, but it's released in both. Very nice.
This is a TV show was in the works. How old was this article?
2019.
Oh, I mean, it may have just got me put off by COVID. You never know.
Yeah.
I would love to see an actual adaptation to it.
Because this would be right up my fucking alley. Like these covers, the art style, all of it seems really nice. And you have nothing on it, like as far as in your boxes, nothing.
No, like I said, it's an Italian comic. They've only done one volume that was translated to English. Dark Horse did it, and it's not even a full
2019
run.
So everything from 2019.
Okay, so yeah, the movie was 2011. So I was a little 2010, 2011. So I was a little early on my date. Did I read that right? Is this freaking James Wan?
What?
James Wan did this movie.
Where am I clicking?
It doesn't matter. Just find. You can look it up on IMDb.
Okay.
Or something.
Dylan
Because now I'm
Dog,
curious. Movie.
2010. Let me go back. Oh, that was IMDb.
Sam Huntington. That's his name.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Tay Diggs was in it. Forgot about that.
Oh.
Peter Stormare.
Okay. Now.
Okay, so it wasn't 2010?
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, because it is a terrible adaptation. It completely gets rid of the brother character. It even changes his car, which pisses people off.
Really?
Yeah, he drives like a fucking beat up like VW or something like that, which is hilarious because that's what Dresden drives.
A beat up V-dub?
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like he would be.
At least for a while.
Get out of here. Get out. Get out of here.
What is up with that?
Oh no.
What I love is chat's going nuts over Tay Diggs, and we were just having a conversation like last week or the week before about Tay Diggs, me and Lauren, because of something we were watching with him, and I don't remember what it was. I'm going to have to ask her.
Yeah, this looks very of the time.
It was a fun movie.
Not in a bad way, but I would like to watch it. Is it anywhere streaming, you figure?
I can look real quick. I'll let you know.
Okay.
It's a fun movie. It's just a terrible adaptation. Absolutely fucking terrible adaptation.
Oh, probably.
Like Constantine is a good movie. Fucking terrible adaptation.
Terrible. There's cool scenes in it, but that's it. You want to do the final roll?
Sure. Remember to like, subscribe, tell a friend enemy, tell an enemy. Find us wherever podcasts are, and if we're not there, let us know so that we can fucking put ourselves there. Yes. We are tweaking over. No. And as Justin's like to add, most importantly, be kind to each other.
Be kind to each other. It's free. And especially with the last couple of weeks, my stress levels have drastically increased. But hopefully, all will be well when the heat goes down. And of course, check down in the description for our socials. Have a good talk with us. I'm becoming a little more prevalent on it. I lurk a lot, but I like everything. Quincey's having a few conversations with some big names.
I'm just having conversations. Every now and then, a big name happens to be there.
Yeah, they happen to be attached. But even
anyone that was sitting around waiting to find out about Dylan Dog while we were doing this,
yeah.
It's not anywhere digitally.
Okay.
Well, like, not even for purchase.
Really?
You can't get this fucking movie.
Oh.
At least not in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have for you guys today.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.